Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tectonic. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a tips and tricks video, kind of to increase your aim and control. That way, whenever you guys are taking these gunfights, you have a higher chance of winning them in any sort of range. So the main purpose of today's video is to increase and make every single one of you guys some badass motherfuckers. I get it. It's COD Mobile. Chill out, relax. But if you want snappy aim like this,
No.
I was flashing.
He's top.
Targets in sight.
Hop.
Don't hop.
this is where you find it. So let's jump into it and let's make you guys some badass. If you do want to have an AR playstyle, you have to understand like long range gunfights. You want to be a proper AR, that's where you're going to excel. Now, a lot of people rely on the SKS because it is meta, without a doubt. Look at that man Lucas season.
I have yet to see a double chow really anywhere.
Shrieks in the back pocket for Inko. You have one operator on the board for Rage, and you would almost feel like you have to actually get inside the hardpoint before that actually becomes more potent, but
I wish I could do that. But since I'm not an SKS main, I'm going to be showing you guys the Krieg, how I use it, and how I do practice with it. No matter what, whenever you're using weapons, the aim is going to be crazy. You know, if you just hold it and you're not controlling it, look at my thumb. I'm not even trying to control it. So all of this does is it shows where your spray is going to land. If you continue to hold the button, where that spray pattern is going to go. So the main thing you want to do is control that. And I know this is very basic, but you have to understand building your fundamentals help out a lot more in the long run. But now if you look at that pattern again, it goes left, right, continues going right, and stays right. So now you want to drag down, right, and slowly drag down to the left. All right, so down to the right, to the left. You see how more consistent that is? And it's all about understanding the fundamentals, understanding the gun that you are using. And a lot of people devalue that fact. So if you're going to be running, let's say 10, 20 meters, this is probably the best range for a sub. You know, your 10, 5 meters, CBR, you could make it reach 20 meters without a doubt. If you want to strive in that 5 to 10 meter range, I highly recommend a Switchblade because then you'll look like this guy.
Kind of check his surroundings first, going very quiet, but then, oh, King doesn't see him, doesn't spot him. A possibility for a 1v2, and he clutches it up. Mihawk again, the clutch king right now of this competition.
Shout out to Mihawk, he was easily the most clutch player during stage 5. Super talented, man. I wish I had even a midget of his talent in the SMG range. Guy's a demon, same as Lucas season. But as I said, since I can't be them, I have to kind of form my own talent. I have to develop something that stands out, and that's what I'm trying to teach you guys today. If we were to continue with that pattern, now, I know it's not perfect, but that's as about as center as I can make it be. No matter what, you are going to have straight bullets. You're going to have bullets that don't want to work your way at all, and they probably are going to suck ass. But that's just the way of the game. The main thing you want to focus on is consistently getting in a 30 meter range, the bullets in these first 3 circles. Now, if you're struggling to keep the bullets in them first 3 circles at the 30 meters, it's going to be even harder at the 40. Because in the 40, you want to try and keep it in these first 5 lines. And I say first 5 lines because it gives yourself room for error. The bullets are gonna, kind of do their own thing. It won't be exactly how you want it. No one has a perfect steady aim. So let's just try to keep it in these first 5. As you see, there is a couple of straight bullets that kind of go out of that 5, reach that little 6 mark, but that's okay. The main goal is to get as many bullets as you can in the first 5 circles. This is a 50 round Krieg and there's no stop time to it. You're straight holding it and you're focusing on controlling that spray pattern. That's the first tip, so we're just going to jump into the second. I know a lot of people that will just jump into this mode and they're just like, oh, I'm just shooting the moving targets, yada, yada, yada. Don't think of the targets this way. Use these to practice, right? Reaction time, flicking, and having a very consistent crosshair. Because I don't want to be flicking from one to the other, just barely hitting it, bottom, bing, bing, bing. And then it's like, oh, my aim's still going to be shit because I'm just barely hitting the targets at the bare minimum. And the thing about the targets, with them constantly moving, flick, flick, flick back. And by the time this one's up, flick, flick. You want to kind of repeat that pattern, right? So let's do something like this. Now, I know that wasn't perfect. I know I'm probably not the best at it. This is one of those modes that help you. If you want to kind of understand your sense of flicking and turning and adjusting, making micro adjustments in game, this is probably the best training for it. I use speed excel, right? So it's like the faster I swipe, the better. But I need to know what's a good speed for me to swipe at. That way I constantly look like this. The way that my sensor setup is, I want to do a perfect 180. It wasn't perfect, but something like this is good enough for me. When I say reaction time, it's great if you can knock down all these very consistently, but think about snapping to it whenever they pop up. You know, just like any other random player that'll come at you in rank and just full send with like a bull charge or something. Or let's say they're just sprinting at you with a knife. If you want to stop the melee abuser from abusing your butt cheeks, you got to be able to react, right? So I'm going to demonstrate here. On average, I play this game about 6 hours a day, and as you can tell, not even my aim is perfect. You know, it's gonna be a little bit slow. There's still things that I could work on. So remember, this is all about self-improvement. You want to slowly get better. Now, I'm not gonna say this is gonna be like, boom, you know, you're the demon of the lobby, but you could become the demon of the lobby, without a doubt. But with that being said, we're gonna jump into the third tip. All right, everybody, going back to the dummy, you have to understand where you want to aim at a certain distance. Now, you already know the recoil pattern for the gun. You already understand your sense and how well you have to flick, how fast and everything else. But now you have to understand centering. Now, if you don't know what centering is, bloop, there's the dictionary's example. And with that being shown, I'm going to show you how to properly center your crosshair. Now, I know this is a dummy and I know he doesn't move, but the closer you are, the higher you want to aim. So if you're at like the 5 meter range, you know, chest. The end goal for this is to always work on trying to get these upper body shots. It's unrealistic to always get headshots. It sucks whenever you get leg shots and you just fucking like tickle their toes. So what we're working on is we want to work on this upper body area. So let's say waist and up. Closer you are, the more you want to aim upper, right? So let's say we go at the 10 meter range. We want to aim a little bit lower than the upper body because the recoil is going to bring it up. Now, it would be easier if you just start up here, you know, and drag down, but you have to be realistic with yourself. If you're going to snap onto someone, you're not immediately going for the head or the upper body. A lot of the times it is the waist area that you're going to hit, and you have to understand that the gun will have a little bit of a kick off your first initial shots. So if we go at 20, right, and we're just trying to aim up for the top, see how it starts to hit over? Now, that's not with the best recoil, but if you're aiming at the waist area, right, whenever you snap onto someone and you hit them first couple shots, it's mainly upper body. And the same goes for 30, right? Whenever you're aiming at the waist, let the gun do its thing. Let it rise to the head. With 40, you do have to aim a little bit lower. You have to think about the distance, right? If you're at this 40 meter range and you're consistently, let's say you hit 40 out of the 50 shots, that's a win. Without a doubt, that is a win. Like 100%, that fucker is gonna die. You don't have to worry about him until he spawns up and you shit on him again. And then you shoot his body, you know? Because you got to think, he's a trash can. Straight up, he's trash. You're better. So that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Remember, play with some confidence, play with some arrogance, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.